Good afternoon, everyone. This is Woody Collins from Congo Helping Hands, and this is another edition of Talking About Congo. And I'm really happy. Today is Wednesday, and this is Hump Day. But got a couple important subjects that I do want to talk about. Number one is the first subject I want to talk about is an article that I read. Sometimes these articles pulls at my heart a little closer, a little pull me closer to what's going on in the Congo than other parts do. And this article that I read this today was about the a group of people who had been out looking for game. And when I say game, that is commonly referred to in Congo as bush meat, wild animals. Like when I grew up in Florida, those were stuff that you didn't buy out of the store, like rabbits, possums, squirrels. Even I heard of even people eating armadillos and things like that. So, in this, we call it roadkill, and things like that. So in the Congo, that's what they don't have a lot of domestic meats, especially in the rural areas, because number one, they don't have refrigeration, and there's not a big domestic meat industry that's available. You get in a lot of frozen uh, chicken legs from South Africa or different places that are producing it, but there's not a lot of domestic animals, domestic meat you can buy. People raise goats, they raise chickens, they raise pigs, but the chickens and everything, they're all for individual families. They're not production like in the big chicken houses that we have in the United States. They are, ones and twos chicken, and they are free range chickens. They're running around the yard, and they're usually very scrawny and not. They got a nice taste to them, but they're really kind of more tough than what you would think of. So, that's the type of food you have. And like I say, in the rural areas, you go out and you go hunting for whatever you want. I was just reading one of the people from one another missionary that was up in another part of Congo. He was talking about they were burning a field when they do slash and burning for a field that they're going to plant for the next year. They burn all the grass off of it, chop down whatever big trees that may have grown up in it since it's been like that. And what they do though is, they burn it, and so people are standing around the field so that it doesn't go into adjacent areas and it's really confined to one area. Well, they found a snake came out of it. And so most of the people that I would know that we would kind of like, we either kill the snake or we'll let it go, but they killed it. And it was like a source of protein for the night that these kids that had. So, so they eat everything. But the thing about this article was talking about that some of the reason why in the Congo you have Ebola and some of these like monkeypox and things that's not that common in other parts of Africa that you have in the Congo, because they do eat a lot of bush meat that we would refer to in the United States as game meat when you go out and hunt for deer and antelope, elk, or something like that. They eat a lot of wild meat, game meat. So that was kind of jumped out at me and something that I wanted to talk about. Another thing that leads right into that, and it's the second thing that I wanted to talk about, is on starting on tomorrow, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. And then again on Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be taking a class in farming. And it's a special technique class called Farming in God's Way, Farming God's Way. And it's kind of interests me in a way because one of the things that we have gotten into in Congo is helping people farm. We've bought seeds, we bought tractors. I mean, not bought tractors, but we rented tractors so that they can recover their fields. And so one of the things that we want to do is to get them to a position that they're producing enough uh, from their farms to sell and to be more self-sustaining from a money economic standpoint, but also uh, from the point that they can feed their communities and they don't have to worry about starvation in those lean times of when there's not crops available. So we're starting to get more involved with farming, and so I'm looking at this to explore to see if this is something that we can implement in our area of Congo. I have one friend who's a missionary. He's in another area that he's been using it, and from talking to him, it I get the indication it's going well, but not as well as he expected it to go, and it's a lot to break the cycle of what the Congolese have always done. When I first went to the Congo, they just plant a field almost a little bit better than taking a handful of corn and throwing it out in the field and letting it come up. They planted it, but it was not in rows, not properly distanced apart, and they just put it all out. And so there was nothing like what I'm used to or what I've grown accustomed to here in the Midwest, is where you make rows and rows of corn and you can see it and things like that. So that's some of the things that we want to introduce to them, is how to improve their farming so that they can produce more food for their families and produce enough that they can sell so it becomes an income. So this tails into the situation that they're having now with the bush meat. Is we've been also looking at chickens. Can people actually raise chickens and to the point that they can sell chickens and become a sustainable business and everything? Chickens is one of those things that there's a lot of them, and the whole idea of you feeding chickens and watering, giving them water and putting them in a house and stuff like that is a different technique. The only time that they will put animals inside their house is maybe at night, because they expect there may be somebody running around that may steal them. But that's the only time that they will put animals inside a house, where we have chicken coops, we have everything, and some of these chicken coops are better than a lot of the Congolese houses and stuff that I've seen. So it's going to be an experience trying to get them to the point where they can see and and learn and experience it, and then maybe it will take off. Because I think that's the biggest point with that I found with a lot of things that's going on in the Congo. Yeah, they want to do it, they think it's necessary, and they say, yeah, we need to produce more food. However, they don't want to go through the steps that's necessary to do that. And some of it is, I can feel for them, because you think if you feed corn to the chickens so that they grow big and fat, you potentially, unless you have enough corn, you're taking food out of kids' mouth and your family's mouth to feed to the chickens. And so they cannot, you know, think about that as, oh, I'm going to have bigger chickens and I could demand a bigger price for them. So therefore, I'm going to get, a larger return. Uh, so it takes that forethought and to see the end result. So I think it starts with being able to produce more food so that you can have enough to start a small business off for sale, uh, uh, in particular corn, which is for chickens and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be looking at over the next, I guess 5 days. We're not going to be in class on Sunday. So be on the watch out on tomorrow, and Friday and Saturday. I'll be doing these live streams from the field. And so maybe I can maybe get some of the people to be interviewed to tell you about what they're doing and how it works. But at least I will be able to tell you what we're doing and where we're out in the field. And we're going to have some classroom time, but we'll be doing a lot of stuff where we're actually putting stuff to practice, like making different beds and water cultivation and things like that. So it's going to be like a field trip. So come along on the next 3 days, and also on next Monday and Tuesday. I'll be still where we'll concentrate more on vegetable gardens at that time. So thank you for tuning in today. Please, I'd like to ask you to, if you're on YouTube, please go to YouTube and like Congo Helping Hands. Subscribe to our channel. You can reach the Congo Helping Hand channel by putting it in the search bar, or you can put in or you can put in your browser CongoHelpingHands.tv, and it will automatically take you to our YouTube page. And also for the people on Facebook, please like our Facebook page, Congo Helping Hands, and you can type that in as @ Congo Helping Hands, and it will take you to our Congo page. And then that way you can keep up with a lot of stuff that's going on, and also see some of the articles that I read, because those articles that are of interest, I will put out on Facebook every day. So take care, and wish me luck from the field tomorrow. I have on my work clothes, which probably, if the weather holds up, it'll be a t-shirt. I may wear short pants because it's nice and warm, or I may wear long pants, but we'll see. But I definitely will probably look different than I'm looking today. Take care. God bless, and be safe.